쎄레또레 has got to be one of the most amazing mountains in the world, and the compressor route, almost everyone's heard about it and about the history of it, you know, from Maestros ascent and the bolts and how everyone used to climb it with the bolts, and then all the controversy around David Lama's free ascent. When David Lama finally did free it, it was an amazing, you know, achievement, and so it stands as one of the hardest alpine style routes in the world.
So what Lama did is he climbed the route. I managed to free climb, pitched up to about 8A, maybe 8A plus in difficulty. And basically, Dave McLeod and myself are here to try that route in that style to free climb it.
So it's just such an obvious target, you know, it being hard and also an amazing climb, a real standout climb. So we both independently had it in our minds, you know, could we do that? And it only took Callum to mention it to me once, and straight away we had a plan to come here. Patagonia is not like the Alps where you can just come for 2 weeks and be guaranteed at least something of good weather to climb in. People come here for like 1 month minimum, probably 2 months, to get a chance just to go into the hills for a couple of days. That's how far apart the weather windows are and how small they are.
The one big problem, of course, is that the weather in Patagonia is so unpredictable, and this season, you know, it just seems that the weather's been terrible. Southeast Ridge is plastered in snow, so it is unclimbable at the moment, but you never know. Because the weather is so unpredictable in Patagonia, the weather could improve. There could be a few days of sunshine, and that could strip all the snow from the climb and make it, you know, climbable for Dave and I.
Yeah, it's not as good as it was, is it? The freezing level starts quite low, but then goes up to 2.4. It's just a mix. It's not perfect, but it's nice. I mean, what can you do? It is what it is. Like, we just got to go up and go for it.
And we walked up on one of these good days of weather, which is actually quite rainy and snowy, and it was bivvied beneath a big boulder. And the following day we walked up, and Dave and I turned around and we looked up this mountain called Gijime, and there was this big wall, and we weren't sure if there were any routes on this wall. What we kind of ended up on was this amazing climb. It was only 6 pitches long, but each pitch was either Scottish Technical 6 or higher.
Since we've been here, we've had one-day weather window, and we could only go mixed climbing. It wasn't what we came here to do. It was brilliant, we had a great time, but we're going back up again today with another 1 or 2 day weather window, and this time we're taking our rock shoes with us at least, but it doesn't, I don't know, it's hard to imagine if it's like well below freezing if we'll be able to climb, especially if it's windy.
So it's 3 o'clock in the morning, just woken up, just had breakfast, and for tea. Reports from yesterday that it was very windy up there. Well, the only climbers we've seen so far seem to have turned back round, so we'll see what happens today. It's forecast to be a little bit windier, but all we can do is give it our best shot.
Absolutely off. We climbed about 5 pitches maybe, up to grade 8, and every pitch felt like kind of getting on for grade 7. So we're doing really well, a couple of really good leads. But up above us just now, the gully just starts to overhang and all the cracks get really verglass, so there's no protection. So I just couldn't go any higher basically. Last week we tried this amazing route on the Mermoz and we got really high on the route, like maybe 2 pitches from easy ground, but I turned round halfway up a pitch, and that's a hard decision to make in Patagonia, but the reason I did it is because primarily I didn't have the right gear. We'd gone up with our plan A being a rock climb and it was far too cold, so we ended up on this ice climb and I didn't have all of my ice gear with me. I looked up and I thought I can climb that probably, but there'd be nothing to protect it, so there's no choice, I just have to go down. So this time I've gone up armed with a few extra pieces of gear and hopefully that makes a difference.
I think we've got a better chance of getting up it than failing on it this time. I think we're probably around 55%.
At the foot of the Mermoz again. The last time we were here it was a beautiful sunrise. This morning it's been snowing all night and it's still snowing now, and there's bits of spindrift coming down our route and it's very covered in snow. So it's not windy, which is good, but about everything else about the weather conditions is not ideal.
We just headed up to our project on the Mermoz, and it was really stormy conditions up there, snowing pretty heavily, and it's been snowing overnight as well. And we can see spindrift avalanches coming down the line of our route, and bloody Patagonia, it's a nightmare, but it's so good as well.
The trip's been brilliant. I mean, I've had a great time. I knew that coming out here was a massive gamble. It's just like your chances are very small of actually getting your objective done, and so it happened. We've only seen 쎄레또레 twice, never mind even got to the foot of it and tried to climb it.
I think I'm disappointed not to have had the opportunity to try the route, but I did come out here knowing that was, there was a good chance that wouldn't happen. But we did climb a really cool new mixed line on Guillemets at the start of the trip, and then we had a go at another really amazing mixed line at the east face of the Mermoz.
I was a bit disappointed because we nearly did it on the first try, and we just needed one more good day of weather, and I think we would have had a really good chance, but it just wasn't to be. Never good weather never came.
If I was to come back, I don't know whether I'd want to come out for maybe a longer period, say 2 months, 2.5 months, or to just kind of bite the bullet, see what conditions are like at the time, see if things are in good climbable conditions, and book very last minute flights and pay that extra bit of cash.
I mean, I've learnt a lot spending the month hearing from other climbers who've been here many times before, and they've said, on that trip I did nothing, on that trip I did nothing, on that trip I did this amazing route. So
It seems to be a major investment of time to come maybe for several times, and then maybe you're lucky.